Now, we all know about Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 3DS. Now, you might say this version of the Smash Bros. Is bad, it's terrible, it's watered down, and yeah, those statements might be true, but for me, this was my first time ever playing Super Smash Bros. On a handheld device, and I loved it for that. But, what if there was a version of Super Smash Bros. That came out before the official 3DS version, and it came out on the original Nintendo DS? So, let's bring up our M3 Flashcart and take a look at Super Smash Bros. Clash. Now, spoiler warning, this Smash Bros. Fan game isn't exactly the best gameplay-wise, but there are quite a few things in this fan game that are actually very interesting that not many other Smash Bros. Fan games have. So, with the title screen, we sadly don't have any amazing title music in Latin, but we do have these cool character sprites down here that sadly don't represent the actual game, and Smash Bros. Crash on top. Now, you'll see here, it says 2011, so this game predates Smash Bros. For 3DS by 3 years. That's actually kind of crazy if you think about it. So, crashing into the main menu here, we have the amazing music from Smash Bros. Brawl, solo mode, Wi-Fi, which I don't think works, data, options, and vault. So, let's check out solo first. So, here we have free battle, classic, locked, which, spoiler alert, is the all-star mode, events, which don't work on this build. I believe I'm playing on the latest build, stadium, and adventure mode, which also does not work. So, taking a look at the character roster, and first off, I don't know all the characters that are available in this game since they're all locked. However, I know a few, such as Lucario and Toon Link, but I think, yeah, aside from that, I don't know who else is in the game. So, we also have Sanji and Sasuke, which obviously aren't in Smash Bros. And will never be in a Smash Bros. Game, and Sakurai does not want to have anime characters in Smash Bros. And yeah, this is a normal thing with many Smash Bros. Fan games. They love to add random anime characters, but here we've got Sanji and Sasuke. Not even Naruto or Luffy. Well, I don't know. They might be unlockable, but I don't know. So, I'll be honest, the gameplay is not that great. So, you see, mainly the gameplay actually is on the bottom screen, which is kind of unorthodox. And you only have around 2 special moves to use. So, your neutral special and your recovery attack, and all your neutral attacks. But there's no smash attacks, no guards, no dodges, no throws. Basically, everything that makes Smash Bros. Interesting has just been gutted out, and you're kind of left with something just super jank. But I suppose for a homebrew game, you know, it's still fun to check out. But don't expect no wombo combos or wave dashes. There are final smashes though, which you just saw, and I got completely cooked. I actually found this out whilst filming, but apparently there is a shield in this game. You just can't dodge or roll or anything. So, all you got is a shield, so, sorry about that. Sorry for misleading y'all. I'll be honest, these target test areas kind of feel more like mazes instead of actual, like, target challenges that you can play through. Like, you know, in all the other Smash Bros. Games, this just feels a little more tedious because of the super zoomed in camera. So, yeah, I mean, it works. It's just not as fun as it was in every other Smash Bros. Game, and the fact that you can only walk instead of run is definitely tedious. Alright, now it's time to check out the classic mode. So, of course, like always, I'm going to use the GOAT himself, Marth. You know, it's funny the Ice Climbers are here because Smash 4 was supposed to include Ice Climbers, but Sakurai had to take them out because of hardware limitations. So, yeah, although I think the Ice Climbers here act as one character, I think. I am not quite sure, and I just died, yippee. So generally, the classic mode is pretty much just like all the other Smash Bros. Games, but a lot more janky and a lot more tedious to actually play through. Yeah, I'll be honest, this is not enjoyable, but I'm doing it for a video, so I have to do it! Okay, so playing through the arcade mode, you actually get to fight the secret characters, and one of them is Ichigo, who, funnily enough, appears in Smash Flash 2 as well. And, yeah. Oh no, we've got the worst Smash Bros. Stage ever. We've got Temple. Oh, you know what, with a game that has a zoomed in camera like this is just, no. You know what? At least it's not Great Cave Offensive, because then it would actually be offensive. Okay, so now I'm fighting another version of Ishigo for some reason. Okay. I don't know where this classic mode is going, but it is way too long. I'm on stage 14 now. Now we've got platform testing. Oh no. And of course we've got the obligatory metal battle. Of course, like any other normal Smash Bros game. It was actually taking place in the original Metal Zone. Metal Cavern, I think it's called, from Smash 64. And, like you expect, it's very difficult. At least in a jank game like this. And finally, after the most grueling classic mode, we finally have Master Hand. Let's see how bad this boss is. Time to show you my sword skills. If I can hit you and if I don't fall off the stage. I mean, yeah, the boss fight is about what you'd expect. It's Master Hand. Thankfully, without Crazy Hand. At least I don't think. Maybe you fight him on a higher difficulty, but yeah, pretty much Master Hand is exactly what he's like in all the other Smash Bros. Games. Just a bit more jank. Of course, because it's Smash Bros. Crash, why wouldn't it be jank? Yes, we've got the shooting game that you can do in Smash Bros. Except you have to use a stylus and press with A, which is about the worst way to go about this, but you know what? They added in the shooting game. Respect. Actually, my judgment was incorrect. You can use a stylus like this and just press with the L button. So actually, it's not all bad. Unlike the fact that this camera just keeps on, you know, not focusing because my camera work is absolutely diabolical. And yup, just like in every other Smash Bros. Game, you can challenge new fighters to unlock them through your classic mode. It's the GO himself, Ike. They added Ike. You can't say you hate a game if it has Ike in it. Come on now. This is peak. Now, I'm gonna move on to one of the juicier parts of this game. So if you go into Vault right here, wait for it. A stage builder. You also have masterpieces, games, and albums, but right now, I'm gonna take a look at stage builder. Here we have 20 empty stage builder slots. So there's already 2 here. One of them was just pre-installed with the game, but if we can make a new stage here, we can choose the music, which I think first time I tried it didn't really work, but I guess we'll just go with jungle for now. Then you can change the name, but I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to, you know, just create a quick stage builder level as an example here, and just show you what you can do. So it is obviously not as complex as Smash Bros. Brawls, and on the bottom screen here, you do have a sort of grid where you can choose your sort of blocks and stuff, and on top of here you have instructions on what to do. So use the D-pad to move, blah blah blah, fight, flip, please, and all that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna make a quick, you know, basic stage, and I'll show you it on here. So oh right, yeah, you can't place blocks on blocks, of course, but one thing you do have to do with Stage Builder is you have to set certain positions for your characters. So like for player 1, they could be set like here, or like here. You know, you get the point. But yeah, because obviously there's only 3 characters that you can play as at once, or 3 players. So is it? I mean, yeah, it is jank. It doesn't really work too well, but I'll just place that there. Place player 2 there, and I guess, if I can, place player 3 somewhere. You know what, screw it for now, I'm just going to place him there, because I hate player 3. But once you are done with your selections, you can press start to save stage, and it is done, and you can play it in versus mode. Taking a look at homebrew games right here, we have actually quite a few that I didn't install on this DS. They were just inside the Smash Bros. Crash game, I suppose. And some of them here are A Touch of War, Code Jimmy L, NDS Sports. So I'm not going to play through all these games, or I might just play through like NDS Sports just to give you guys a gist of what these homebrew games are all about. So, NDS Sports is pretty much what you expect. It's a sports game for the Wii. And the ball moves very slowly. And the touch physics for throwing the ball is a bit jank and not good. But yeah, so I'm not sure if whoever made Smash Bros. Crash made these games as well, or he got credit, or he asked for permission to use these games. But yeah, they were just stuck on Smash Bros. Crash, and you can play them through the vault, which is pretty interesting, and definitely something not other Smash Bros. Fan games too. So I do admire Smash Bros. Crash for its originality and uniqueness, I suppose. That's a better word to use. Now, Masterpieces is actually very funny because, as you can see here, we have some NES games like Kirby, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 2, Mega Man 1, Mario, all your classics. But if you actually select one of these games, it just takes you to, you know, an emulator. If I'm pretty sure it will just, this bloody camera. Pretty sure it will just, you know, you can just find your ROM and just play it. But I don't have any NES games on my DS, so I can't show that. However, I'm pretty sure, you know, if you just have the NES ROMs, you can just play them. Albums mode is exactly what you think. There are pictures here that you can scroll through, but this is the only picture I have. And there was a seriously missed opportunity here to include the picture of Wario trying to eat Zero Suit Samus's whip gun. So overall, what do I think of Super Smash Bros. Crash? Well, aside from the gameplay, that speaks for itself. But you know what, in terms of the gameplay features, you know, the stage builder, the board the platforms, break the targets, this is very ambitious. And you know what, I commend it for that, because not a lot of Smash Bros. Games, fan games at the time, had the amount of content this game has, you know, like Smash Flash 2. But obviously, you know, gameplay wise, yeah, it needs serious improvement. But you know what, if you just want to have a bit of fun with DS Smash Bros. Games, and you know what, this is pretty much perfect for that, because you'll definitely at least get a laugh out of it. But in terms of serious, you know, Smash Bros. Gaming, yeah, no, I would not recommend this. But you know what, it's all about having fun at the end of the day, right? So please make sure to like and subscribe, because beating classic mode was not fun. It was on the contrary. So please subscribe and help me surpass Mr. Beast.